Hello, hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here still reviewing and watching for the very first time the original Star Trek movies. Now, I just got done watching Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. This movie is once again directed by Leonard Nimoy. Boy, they spoiled this guy. They made sure they let him do whatever the hell he wanted because they let him take control of the story and everything. Because the story is, at the end of the last movie, we saw the crew, they lost their Enterprise, they're stuck on this planet, and they're basically trying to figure out their next move. Their next move is to time travel. And yes, they're time traveling all the way to, well, at the time, the 80s, the current time, and they want to save the whales. Yes, save the whales. Now, I know it probably sounds like I'm about to rant and rave and just talk about how dumb this movie is, how stupid it was, how over the top it was, and all of this stuff, but I can't say that because I enjoyed this movie. I did. Now look, this whole plot, I admit, is dumb. Saving the whales and trying to stop them from being extinct. I'm sure there's a lot of animal activists, a lot of animal lovers, whale lovers, who love that Star Trek went there. But personally, I just kind of hear this, and I watch this, and I go, wow. This is the idea that we decided to go with. Especially because I read online that the original script was going to have this be about this disease that was killing people, making people sick, and that the only cure burnt up in the forests, and so they had to stop that from happening. That was the original script. But I guess it was too depressing, too dark, and they wanted this movie to have a more lighter tone. And I get that, because when you watch this movie, it does have a much lighter tone, and I like the lighter tone. It's welcome. When they do go back in time, and when you do see them in the 80s, and it's them interacting with other people, like the guy who calls Kirk an asshole, he almost doesn't know how to react to a statement like that, being called that. People cursing at them constantly, Kirk and Spock on the bus not realizing what exact change means, or them interacting with the punk rock kid who won't turn off his boombox music. There's a lot of good material here of just them being the fish out of water story. I'm a sucker for stuff like that, and this plays that up perfectly. It's not too over the top to where it makes them look like idiots or buffoons. It's just enough to make me laugh, to keep me going throughout this whole silly and dumb plot. I will admit that. As far as the other cast, I like how each and every person pretty much had their own thing to do on this time. Like Sulu was using his skills of flying a ship to fly a helicopter and doing different things. That was cool. You had Scotty and Bones going off and teaming up and doing cool things with computers and whatnot. You had Chekhov and Uhura, who I gave a hard time in my last review, saying that she doesn't really do much of anything. In this movie, I mean, look, I'm not saying she does a whole lot, but she's there. She's with the group. At least they didn't just leave her behind on the computer. I mean, I can't honestly remember any specific major thing that she did. I just remember her being there. So there you go. Catherine Hicks shows up as Dr. Jillian Taylor, and she is very much all about these whales, saving these whales. She's a researcher, she's an expert on whales, and I know that the mission is saving whales, that Kirk does care about this. But when he meets Catherine Hicks, I know that he gets just a little bit more invested in these whales for obvious reasons. These two do have some good scenes, some good chemistry. They don't play up too much of the romantic interest level, but it is there a little bit. I like how at first she doesn't believe him, of course. She's kind of just going along with it, amused by it. But then when she does realize that this is real, that they are time travelers from space and all this craziness, she's willing to commit. She jumps full force in there, and it's like, yeah, I'll fucking help you. Why not? And even the moment where Kirk is like, look, we're going to leave you here because we have to go and do our own thing. And she's like, no, I'm coming with you. Fuck that. And she jumps on him as he's being beamed up. and she's on the ship, and she goes forward in time with them and stays with the crew in the 23rd century. I'm sitting there going like, isn't this unprecedented? What about the space-time continuum? What about her presence being taken out of the 80s? And I think they do mention or explain that her character would have died with some other things, so that this is actually good. So okay, there's that. I guess I can't help but remember one of the episodes from the original series where they do time travel, and a big thing in that episode was Kirk falling in love with a woman, but she couldn't be alive, or she couldn't come with them, and it was this whole thing. So whatever, it's not as big of an issue here. I'm just rambling. But I want to mention Spock, Leonard Nimoy, because he also directed this movie. I think it was competently directed. I think he did a good job directing. I didn't realize that he had this much of a passion, I guess, to direct. So I like that. I liked his character. I mean, for the most part, we stayed away from all of that weird stuff of the resurrection and the rebirth and regrowing. I know in the original script, they had the Savick character, who used to be Kirstie Alley, but they recasted her. They had some side plot of, in the third movie, she was supposed to have had sex with the younger Spock, and she was going to be pregnant in this movie. And holy fuck, thank God they took that out, because god damn it, does that not sound like some trippy, fucked up shit or what? I honestly don't know if I would have liked this movie as much as I did if that was still there. All in all, though, I did enjoy the film. The main plot about the whales is stupid. It's dumb, but everything else surrounding the movie, the characters, the humor, all of that works. And that's enough for me to go with this movie. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.